Alright, Liberty Gray back again with some exercises that you can perform to help improve the jerk technique. So these are just broken down into different elements. The first one is called the bump, and it is getting the bell into the rack position. We covered this in the last video from the jerk, where you will have your legs locked straight, not hyperextended, but they're straightened. The glutes are tight and the hips are forward, and the mid-spine is wrapped around the bell. Alright, we're going to create a wave by doing that first knee dip where the knees come forward, and you're going to progress up onto the balls of the feet, and at the same time you're going to lift the chest and bump your elbow right off of your torso. So, it is a difficult exercise. Right now I'm going to perform it with a light bell, but you'll ultimately want to use your competition bell for this lift. So, another point to remember is, at the top of this lift, our ultimate goal is to hold the position up on the toes. The bell will become weightless and start that path upwards, although we don't utilize the second dip and get underneath of it. We just allow it to go up as much as we're generating that wave of power, and as it comes back down, we allow the bell to come down and bring us from our toes back down into the bottom position. So I think I was performing this incorrectly when I first did it myself, was going up on the ball of the feet, letting it stay here, and at the same time the bell was coming down, I was going back down and then getting kind of a banging on more on the forearm or on the arm. So just kind of flow with your bell. We're trying to create that transference or that wave of power from the floor to the up position, and then just like when you're coming down from your jerk, you want to be up on the balls of the feet to meet that bell. So by staying up there, you're meeting it, letting the weight of the bell come back down and bring you back into this down position. So I'll see if I can perform this here for you today. Alright, so from here, we're going to inhale on the way up. So I'm going to create that wave of power up on the balls of the feet. So that is called the bump, and it's utilizing the balls of the feet to start driving that power. It goes up through the hips shift forward, the rib cage lifts. So you have to create what we call thoracic mobility, and that is the mid-spine right about bra level for the ladies. And so your rib cage sometimes gets stuck downwards because, again, of all the sitting, shortening of the abdominal muscles and the hip flexors. So for some of you, this is going to be a big stretch in lifting, getting used to lifting that rib cage and then getting back into the depressed state. So practice that at home. The next progression is going to be what we call the bumps. So instead of chest bumps, we're utilizing just the thoracic extension, and we're not going to be coming up on the balls of the feet. So it's much the same, just a slight bit different. So from here, we've got our glutes locked. The thoracic spine is kind of wrapped around the bell. And instead of coming up on the ball of the feet, we're just going to use the strength of lifting the rib cage. So I'm not utilizing any strength of my arm for the bell to be going up. I'm really just throwing that rib cage forward, allowing the elbow to be shot like a rocket right off of my body. And the correct breathing for these type of GS lifts is going to be the inhale on the way up or into extension. Your top lifters, you'll find they've done studies where they test their breathing. That is the correct breathing pattern for these long lifts. So on the way up, you can lock out, you can take an extra breath up there, and then on the way down, as your rib cage comes forward, it automatically depresses the air out of your lungs. So it's a very natural kind of a breathing. All right, so those are 2 drills that you can do to practice to make your jerk technique better. It is the bumps, so that's getting the bell into rack position, whether it be traditional rack or reverse clean. It's getting up on the balls of the feet, so your same position as if you were in your jerk. You start that shifting of the knees forward, that dip, and coming up on the balls of the feet as you lift the rib cage. Staying up on the balls of the feet until the bell starts to make the descent. Let it pull you back down into position. The bump is going to be just staying with that solid connection on the floor, and you're going to be launching the arm off the rib cage like so. Practice, practice, log your hours. Talk to you in a minute.